When I get back to Adam's after spending the rest of the day at Alara's, I find him eating dinner in the kitchen. "I would have waited for you if I knew you were on your way back. Here, sit down. I'll fix you a plate," he offers. I sit with him in the breakfast nook. No, you eat. I'll grab something later." "When was the last time you ate?" "Oh, didn't I grab something before we left for the academy?" Adam sets down his fork and knife. "You told me that you would go to the cafeteria before class. What's going on? You can't tell me that you aren't hungry after not eating all day." "I don't know. I just haven't had much of an appetite lately," I admit. "Maybe it's because of the power my father restored to me. Maybe I don't need to eat anymore." Adam lifts his fork to me with a piece of chicken on it. I roll my eyes, lean over the table, and bite it off. The meat feels strange in my mouth, but I chew and swallow and ask, "Happy now?" I get up from the table and say, "I'm going to take a shower. Come find me when you're done, okay?" "Oh, Wrenley," he says, catching me before I disappear into the hall. "The rogue. She is your friend Eli's mate. He'll be returning to the academy with her next semester." "Wow," I breathe. "Great news." The next day at school, I immediately find the girls and tell them what Adam told me concerning Eli's mate. They aren't too fond of him returning to the academy with her, but ultimately we decide that it isn't the girl's fault. We will meet her and be kind to her and make her feel welcome here in Waindale. This Saturday is the winter formal that Vivian has been mentioning every now and then. Although Imogen assures us that she already has her outfit picked out, she accompanies Vivian and I as we search for our dresses Friday after school. There is a charming boutique in the center of town, and we find ourselves there, scavenging through racks of clothes. I look through tens of glittering and draping dresses before finding something that might work. On the other hand, Vivian is busy in a dressing room with 20 or so dresses packed in there with her. Every time she tries on a new one, she shoves back the curtain to show us. Imogen is sat on a plush stool and reacts dramatically to every dress. "No, Vivian," she cries. "Show me something worth my time, will you?" "Wrenley, what do you think?" I walk over to them with my dress laid over my arm. Vivian is standing in the frame wearing a navy blue number. "It's a pretty dress," I say. My eye catches a pale blue one on the hook behind her, so I point it out. "But try on that one. I think that one will look amazing." She returns to her cave of tulle and sequins. Imogen motions to the dress I'm holding and questions, "Find something." I hold up the lengthy, flowing lavender piece, and she tells me to get in a change room so she can see it on. It doesn't take me long to throw the thing over my head, and when everything is in place, when the thin straps are secured, I step out. Vivian turns to me in the pale blue dress. We simultaneously decide that these are our dresses, and with Imogen's approval, we package them up and leave to grab a snack at Barb's. "Don't worry, it will be warm inside." "It's not like the winter formal is taking place in the snow," Vivian says, then takes a sip of her latte. "So, it's settled then? We're all going together? No guys?" Imogen takes a bite of her chocolate chip muffin and mutters, "No boys. I'd rather go just the three of us," I say. "Hey, I'm just happy you agreed to go at all. I wasn't planning on it, but then I thought about how we should be spending time together. You guys and Alara and Eli, you're my only friends here. You mean a lot to me, and if going to this formal will make you happy, then I'll happily go." Vivian sets down her mug at the table we've secured. She eyes me. "What's going on?" "What do you mean?" "It sounds like you're dying," Imogen says. "I'm not dying. You know how Eli's mate is a rogue? God knows where she came from. What if you guys find your mates and suddenly you're moving off to the other side of the country? Our time may be limited." Vivian sighs. "That could happen, but I doubt my mate is that far away. They tend to be somewhat close. A lot of the time, you'll find them in the same state." "I hope my mate is from Europe," Imogen tells us. "So then I get to eat quiches and gelato and croquettes. We'll live in a villa on the water, and I'll spend my days learning Italian and swimming in the Mediterranean Sea." I let a laugh slip while Vivian rolls her eyes. Imogen shrugs and takes another bite of muffin. The next day, I get ready at Vivian's house, since Adam is off with Ben. We get into our pretty dresses, but soon cover them with winter jackets as we step outside to get into the car. It starts to snow as we drive to the academy. It's a good sign, Vivian says. Nothing like snowfall during a winter-themed dance, right? I press my finger against the glass and it fogs around it. I can't wait to see Imogen's dress. Yeah, it better be amazing if she felt the need to surprise us. The front entrance of the academy is decorated with an arch of blue, white, and silver balloons. Vivian grabs my hand and drags me along. My gripless shoes slide against the ice, and a few times I nearly nosedive into the snowbanks lining the walkway. Once I make it inside, a breath of relief escapes my lungs. Imogen. Vivian calls and dashes off. I glance up from my pitiful shoes to see Imogen in an elegant silver gown. The last thing I expected was for her to dress up. I was sure she would wear her pajamas or a potato sack to undermine the concept of school dances. Or maybe she would dress in all black and pull out a plan on how we could swipe a prized possession from the dean's office. But a gown and brushed hair. This I never expected. What in the world, I say as I make my way over. Where did this come from? Imogen shrugs. Sometimes you have to let your inner teenage girl free from her cage. Vivian forces Imogen and I in front of the camera. After our winter formal photo shoot, we enter the cafeteria-turned-ballroom. Vivian breaks off to greet some friends, so the two of us wander to the snack tables. Now, you think I wore this dress because it's very flattering, Imogen mutters. But you're wrong. It happens to have very large pockets. Instead of standing at this table all night, I can store snacks in my dress and eat whenever I please. That makes more sense, I say, and sip my fruit punch. You know what? I didn't think I would like school dances, but something about this feels so classic. The balance, the band, the punch, it's all timeless. That's how the Academy likes to do it. Just because we're a bunch of monsters doesn't mean we can't reflect that small-town charm. Vivian finds her way back to us and orders us to dance. We take up prime real estate right in front of the stage, and I can't help but laugh whenever Imogen pops a cookie in her mouth. There are a few couples scattered about, but for the most part, everyone seems to be enjoying the dance with friends. A couple of songs later, and I'm already feeling the heat on my neck. I leave to use the restroom, which has snowflake stickers on the mirrors. But on my way back to the cafeteria, I notice the doors to the courtyard are open. Stepping out for fresh air, I take a stroll but notice no other students around. The doors must have been open for the custodians. Maybe we aren't allowed out here. I stop suddenly, catching my mistake but knowing it's too late. John Amon is standing behind me when I turn. You've been quite busy, he says. Always surrounded by people. There hasn't been a good time to talk until now. I'm glad I've caught you, Wrenley, because time is of the essence. You've acclimated to the power I've restored, so I've come to give more. I cross my arms as if the cold still affects me. I'm worried, I say, having to put my thoughts into words. I'm worried that you weren't honest with me in the diner. Why is that? He asks, making a concerned expression appear on his face, a face that has seen thousands of years but bears only a wrinkle or two. I want to know what you really are. I've been adapting to my abilities, as you said, but the more I explore, the more I realize the darkness in them. You saw the tree. You said it. Was the forbidden fruit, he finishes. Yes, I did. I should have known you would be too smart for my antics. You are my daughter, after all. Well, if you must know, I have a fair share of darkness in my history. Don't let that consume you, though. But I'm not here to discuss origins. I'm here to give you what is rightfully yours. This time, he steps forward and takes my hand. I watch the connection as if something physical will happen, but instead the familiar sensation of needles jabbing into my fingers returns. I flinch, but he holds me still. When he lets go, I nurse my hands, and he's gone after that. I scan the courtyard before hurrying back into the academy. I shut the doors behind me as if some other girl with a mysterious father can be saved. Stumbling into the cafeteria, I coincidentally bump into my friends. Wrenley, we were just coming to look for you. Sorry, I stammer. I needed some air. Is everything okay? Vivian asks. Yeah, I'm fine. Come on, let's go dance. Vivian drops me off at Adam's when the winter formal comes to an end. Adam's truck is out front, and the sight of it is like music to my ears. I scurry inside and check the kitchen, office, and living room, but he isn't there. My shoes get on my last nerve, and they're shaken off as I climb the steps to look in the bedroom. He must have heard my restless feet bolt up the stairs because he's waiting at the bedroom doors. I take a breath and trudge to him. The words are already leaving my lips. He was there. My father showed up. Adam's face hardens. What did he do? He gave me more of my power. I say as he brings me into the room. I sit on the edge of the bed and drop my head into my hands. I told him I thought he had lied to me about where he came from. I said I felt darkness. Adam crouches in front of me. His hands rest on my knees. He admitted that there is darkness in his past, and he said I was too smart for his antics. I know it. I know he isn't from some faraway place. He lied to me. I saw it in the fruit, the evil, but he said he wasn't there to talk about his origins, so I doubt he'll tell me any more than that. Adam takes in a deep breath. We have to be more careful. It's good that we know this now, but I don't want you at risk. We were right. He won't come to me unless I'm alone. If he's what you say he is, a god, then he can only communicate with me in his human form. He won't risk being seen by the people that are close to me. Adam sits beside me on the bed and brings me into his arms. He wants something, I say. He wants more than giving me my power. You've been gone for so long, kid. What's happening? What's going on? I know you're responsible, and I trust you more than anyone on this earth, but I can't help but worry. Grandma and we think you should come home for a bit. Stay the night. We can rent a movie or go out for dinner. You can grab some stuff from your room if you need it. Grandma cleaned your sheets for you. We miss you. Let me know what you think, okay? Call me. My phone remains pressed to my ear even though the voicemail has ended. I swallow and drop my hand. I stare down at the small screen as guilt rises up in me like floodwater filling a basement. Soon, there will be no room left to breathe. The bedroom is quiet. Adam is out of the house for what he promises will only be a little while. Tony and Yuke are here with me, not only to stop my father from appearing and bombarding me, but to take care of the house as well. They are kind to me. Yuke offers me snacks every hour or so, and I can't help but take them. My appetite has risen from the dead, more alive than ever before. I sleep like I spend the entirety of my day running a never-ending marathon, and matched with the power my father returned to me, I feel beyond well. I know the power he gives cannot be good. Out of fear of growing more poisonous plants or forbidden fruit trees, I have refrained from exploring. I'm scared that the more power I have, the more evil I am capable of. I would rather be oblivious to it. The academy is on winter break. Vivian comes by every now and then, and sometimes with Imogen, rarely with Alara, and never with Eli. Adam and I have mutually decided to keep me out of my father's reach, so I can no longer go on any outings to the diner or Barb's or anywhere. He doesn't believe that they will stay with me every minute. I can't risk my father coming to me. I need time, and I definitely don't want any more of his malevolence. I toy with the idea of staying at Grandma's for the night. Surely I won't be alone, and even if he could come to me while I'm with others, it's not like he'll want to see my mother of all people. He would never risk that. There's too much she doesn't know, too much she can't. I pack a bag. I throw in a few things like my toothbrush, toothpaste, hairbrush, and other toiletries that are no longer at Grandma's for me. Over the past weeks, it's become apparent that I no longer rely on my mother and grandmother like I used to. It's all due to Adam. He's taking care of me. He provides food for my bottomless stomach, a roof over my head, and beyond the basic necessities of survival, he comforts me and protects me and loves me. Am I a freeloader of snacks and affection? What did I ever do to deserve such things? It isn't the same compared to my mother caring for me. It's different with him. I feel guilty. Guilt surrounds me these days. But I'm going to make it better. I've dedicated myself. What's going on? Adam stands for a moment in the doorway of the bedroom before steadily stepping in with his eyes on my bag. Anything happen? Any more rogues? I ask, referencing the business that took him from me. He ignores my questions. My mom left me a message, I start. She misses me, her and my grandmother. I've been gone for so long. I can't remember the last time I stopped by, so I think I should go over for the night. It will make them feel better, you know? Adam stares down at the bag as if his mind has gone into overdrive, considering every possible way I could end up hurt, or worse. We haven't been apart for a night in what feels like a lifetime, and I'm sure the thought of me being apart from him when the sun sets is unnerving. Although I am capable of protecting myself now, with my newfound power and all, he still treats me like the human we believed I was. It doesn't bother me. His protectiveness reassures me. I need him to protect those I love if I can't do it myself. You want to stay for the night? I nod. My mom suggested it. Okay, he says, calm, but your mother isn't aware of everything going on right now. I know, but I'm not worried about my father. I know he wouldn't am anywhere near my mom. There's nothing to worry about. I'll go over, prove that I'm still alive, then I'll be back here in the morning. He doesn't seem convinced. Adam sits down on the edge of the bed, and my eyes follow him. His shoulders drop, and once again he looks to my bag. I almost feel the need to show him what's inside so he's assured I'm packed for a sleepover and not a lifetime. Nothing will happen, I say softly. The change of scenery will be good for me. I can't stay cooped up in here forever anyway. I know, he sighs, finally looking at me instead. I know you can't hide forever. I just wish there was something we could do besides playing defense. The only times we've made progress with your father is when you see him. I'm going to have to see him eventually. We both know that. He'll come one way or another. Adam tenses at the idea. Next time I see him, I'll tell him I'm not ready for more power, and I'll try to learn more about him, okay? So when it does happen, at least I have a plan. I grab my bag and bring it over my shoulder while saying, but right now, I need to see my family before they think something is wrong. After sleeping with Adam night after night, sleeping alone sounds so very, lonely. My bedroom at Grandma's reminds me of sleepless nights, an uneasy stomach, and the constant struggle of being unsure of our relationship. I will have to push those memories aside and focus on the big picture, spending time with my mom. I hope she doesn't ask about the things I've been up to because the two options I have to talk about, my godlike dad and my blossoming life with Adam, don't seem very mom-friendly. During the drive there, I second-guess the assumption I made about my father. If I keep avoiding him, I don't know how desperate he'll get. My eyes scan the trees lined against the road as if he may appear between the ancient trunks any second. I wonder what came first. All these trees or him? All of these mountains or him? All of this earth or him? Adam notices my spacing and squeezes my hand that lays loosely in his grasp. Yeah? I breathe, turning to him with big eyes and parted lips that are nearly whispering my thoughts. He glances back at the road, then looks to me again. What is it? He asks. Nothing. I'll just miss you. It's only one night, he tells me, but from the tone of his voice, it sounds like he's assuring himself of this. I'll be back in the morning to get you. What will you do without me? His eyes aim ahead. Worry about you. Just be careful, all right? I don't think I have the option to be reckless. It's my grandma's house. The most dangerous thing in there is a chef's knife. I guarantee I'll be safe inside the entire night. The only thing is, I doubt I'll get any sleep. I've gotten used to having you there beside me. You can sleep all you want when you get back home. The corners of my lips twitch upward. Adam is right. His house has become my home. He kisses me goodbye once we reach my grandmother's house. I feel his eyes on me as they follow me up the pathway and the porch steps. It only takes my grandma a few seconds to open the door after I knock, and my mind suddenly flashes to when my mother and I first arrived in Waindale. The stretched flower bed, the lemon cookies, and my empty bedroom, all of it returns to me in a wave. The wet forest trail, the helpless rabbit, and the bear that sent me dashing through the trees like Little Red Riding Hood. Her signature scent envelops me as she excitedly welcomes me in. It's slightly floral, but has a hint of something I can't describe as anything other than her. All too soon, the door is closing and Adam is on the other side, probably driving away. I should have taken one last glance. I'm sure you have so much to catch us up on, my grandma says, leading me to the kitchen. My mother is there, sitting at the table. Hi, I say to her. She gets up from her laptop and hugs me. Grandma takes out the tin of thick, soft lemon cookies, opens the top, and tilts it toward me. I take one and bite it and recall times when Adam didn't exist to me. I talk about school during dinner, about Viviane and Yuki and Tony. But Grandma tells me about the raised garden bed she's planning to build in the backyard once spring comes, but my mom says little about what she's been up to. "How are things with Adam?" my mom asks as I've been expecting. "They're fine. He's doing great," I say as if each word is tightening a notch on my imaginary corset. We sit and talk at the table long after our plates have been cleared. The sky has fallen to complete darkness, and the kitchen is slightly tinted orange by the light above, like a candle flame. "Well, I'm glad you're well," Grandma says. "You look healthy, happy, almost like you're glowing. Compared to before, I think staying with Adam was the right decision. Don't you think so?" She turns to my mom. My mom simply nods. Grandma turns in for the night, and my mother gets a phone call from a friend belonging to our past life, our life before pebbled beaches and snow-blanketed roofs. As she catches up, I take my things into my bedroom. It's the same as it was when I left. I feel as if I've been away at summer camp. My time apart from family, my time as an independent has changed me. Yet I'm lacking a suntan and instead have a paleness that only winter up north can give. I turn on my lamp and grab a pair of pajamas that I left behind in my dresser. The drawers are quite bare, like this bedroom belongs to someone who has gone off to college. I change and think about how cold I would be in this t-shirt and shorts if only I was human. All my warm pajamas are at Adam's. When I'm settled in bed, talking to Vivian over text messages, updating her about my sleepover, a soft knock sounds on the door. I can see a figure through the slight crack. "Yeah?" I call, hushed. My mother gently pushes the door open. "Hey," she nearly whispers, conscious of Grandma who is likely asleep. "You got everything you need?" I nod. "Okay, well, it's nice having you home. I like knowing that my kid is still alive." "I've been fine," I say. I know. I'll worry no matter what. You know that? Maybe we can do this more often? I'd rather not go weeks without seeing you." "Okay. No problem." If I act like there really are no problems, then maybe she'll realize how perfectly fine I am. She takes in a breath. "Okay, good. I'll let you get some sleep then." "Good night," I say just before she disappears into the shadowy hall. "Night, kid." She leaves and I prepare myself for a night of boredom. I'll roll around a bit, give up in a few hours, then play on my phone until morning. It will be a pain, but Adam will get me tomorrow and I can sleep when I get home. I scoot down and shift around until I'm comfortable. I don't bother turning my lamp off, but I give sleep a go anyway. At least I can say I tried. My eyes close and my mind flows from thought to thought like the water of a slow, lazy river. It's Adam, then my dad, then school, then Vivian, then Eli's new mate. It's Imogen's diet, then my vanished sense of cold, then the many little bugs that sprung from the flesh of that bizarre fruit. It's the taste of Barb's hot chocolate. It's the smell of all the books in the library. It's the feeling of sunlight against my eyelids and all the veins that look like red string. Then I dream for a while of things I can't quite remember. Time skips and jumps around like a child on a trampoline. Sometimes it's long and other times quick. Images come to my mind of things I'm sure I've never seen before. Even people, strangers. An entire night passes and is pushed away by morning. I wake in my bed and lay confused for a while. How could something so deep and lovely happen without Adam beside me? My father's words from the beginning toy with me. Words from when we were sat together in the diner, separated by a nearly retro table and 2 steaming mugs. She mated you to one of her own because it gives her a sense of control over you. You're vulnerable, susceptible to her power when restrained from your highest potential. Call if you need anything, okay? We're always here if you need us, my mom says, standing in the doorway. I glance back and her and nod before walking down the porch steps. My bag is fuller now than yesterday. I grabbed a few things. Unlike the first time, I didn't take clothes or shampoo or toothpaste. I took the picture of my mom and me from my desk. The carved necklace of the moon goddess that I was gifted is stashed inside as well. Adam's truck is parked along the side of the road. My mom waves to him, and he waves back. It's better this way. Whenever my 2 worlds come together, there is always some sort of misunderstanding. There can never be a perfect translation, so maybe a wave and a smile are good enough. I peer back again when I get to the car door. My mom doesn't close the front door until Adam starts his truck, but once it's closed, I know it's time to switch to the other side of me. "How was it?" Adam asks. It was okay. Tired? You can take a nap when we get back. I look away when his eyes find mine. There isn't a bone in my body that wants to tell him that I slept just fine. Yeah, I murmur. I will. When we arrive back at the house, Ben is there waiting for him. I leave the two and head to the bedroom with my bag. A sense of comfort swallows me as I walk in as if I've been away on vacation for weeks, and I'm finally home again. I drop my bag on the bed and take out my picture frame. It sat on the table against my side of the bed, and along with it, the moon goddess necklace is strung on the corner of the headboard. I put my bag away and lay down. My breath lightens and my body sinks into the mattress, but no matter how long I wait, I know I won't be falling asleep anytime soon. I remember when I first came into this room, Adam's scent bombarded me. It's different now. The scent is still there, but I've acclimated to it. I suppose there are quite a few things that I've gotten used to, like the feeling I get in my chest when I see him. My heart throbbed in the beginning, and now it's settled to a sense of relief. It's as if life before him weighed on me, a discomfort I thought nothing of, but when I'm with him, the weight is lifted. I can breathe easier. We started all of this because we needed each other so badly. I fear that the more like my father I become, the less I'll need Adam. Footsteps grow in the hall outside the door and my head lifts off the pillow. A part of me is relieved. I don't want to be stuck waiting here. Adam comes through and I sit up eagerly. With just one glance at this face, my smile falls. Sorry to bother you. I know you're tired, he says, speaking swiftly, but I had to tell you now. What is it? My family is coming back. 5 words I knew would come eventually. A part of me wished they decided to live somewhere else and simply forgot to give notice. Is it evil of me to want his family to leave us alone? Oh, I blurt without much ready behind it. Adam's eyes soften, but his face remains still. He looks at me for a moment before saying, I know. They'll be back in town, but this is still our place, okay? She won't bother you here. It's funny how he doesn't need to say the word mother for me to know who he's referring to. I've gotten over the fact that she'll never approve of me, or like me, or understand Adam's decision to stay with me, but that doesn't mean I want her around. You promise? Promise that we're safe here, I insist. Promise that she won't be barging in and dragging me out. This is our house, Wrenley, he says while looking into my eyes. Ours? She knows that. She hates what I am. His arms cross. She disapproves of what she thinks you are, which we both know means nothing to us either way. This was going to happen eventually. I just don't want you worrying about her again. I sigh and fall back against my pillow. I won't, I assure him. I have other people to worry about anyway. I was just used to it only being us. Nothing is going to change. I hope you're right, I mumble. Adam stands for a moment with his hands on his hips. I can see it on his face that he's thinking of something else to say to convince me of this, but no guarantee comes out. His hands drop as his shoulders sink. I'll leave you to get some sleep, he says. I don't think I'm tired. The words leave me without warning. Before he can question, I add, I don't know why. I just can't sleep. I think I'll take a shower. He nods and finishes with, Ben and I will be downstairs. I'll let you know if we head out. I watch Adam walk out the doors and close them carefully behind him. I don't know why the conversation ended this way. It's not what I wanted. When I heard him coming down the hall, all I wanted was for him to lay with me for a bit, even for a minute or two. I wanted to rest my head against his chest and listen to his heartbeat and his lungs breathe and every other little noise that might assure me of his livelihood. But that's not what happened. Instead, he told me bad news and things shifted. We're slightly off balance now, and I need to fix it. The shower is a distraction. My mind is preoccupied with massaging and rinsing and the compelling scent of his products. They sit right beside mine. As the conditioner soaks into my hair, I pop the lid off his bottles and take a whiff. I think back to the times when we were so undeniably close that I could nearly pick up the faint remnant of his wash. I step out of the shower when I'm done and face the abrupt yet candid mirror. There's a temptation rooted inside of me, beckoning me to look. Just a quick check, just to make sure. I bite my bottom lip and turn ever so slightly to the side. My eyes stay fixated on my invisible belly, but if I move to just the right angle, Wrenley? His voice calls from the other side of the bathroom door, sudden and surprising, causing me to snatch a towel and tear my gaze away. Yeah? I utter back, flustered with hot cheeks. He didn't see anything, yet my heart thumps relentlessly in my chest. Adam's voice toys with me when he says, "Everything all right? I just came to tell you that I'll be out for a couple hours tonight. Alexander and I will be checking out a few things around the Waindale borders." Really? Will you be out late? I'm not sure. I thought maybe Vivienne could come by and stay with you while I'm gone, just to be safe. Okay, I guess I can see what she's up to. He pauses for a moment, then says, "And, stay in the house." My eyes stare into their reflection in the mirror as I say, "I know. It's almost like an illusion now, like the longer I stare, the less real everything feels." Again, words leave my lips with no authority when I say, "He's pulling me away from you." I can feel his presence, almost as if his energy is seeping through the door. The sound of his hand resting on the door handle makes me watch the thing with building anxiety. The door isn't locked, but he doesn't open it. It's as if he can't decide whether to infiltrate or let me speak. I've been thinking about it for a while now, I continue, recalling things he's said to me. I guess I just didn't want to tell you because the idea of hurting you hurts me. I've been thinking about a lot of things and I've been making decisions without you, and I'm sorry. Wrenley, I would do anything for you. I really would. I really am, and you just have to let me do it. When the time comes, you have to trust that I'm doing what's best for both of us. I can feel it moving inside of me, growing. With my father's power, my body is changing, and it will continue to change in many ways that I'm not sure I can handle at this point. I swallow and press my palm to the door. My head conjures images of his hand pressed against the other side. I watch the air in front of me as if it were his face. I know we agreed that I wouldn't accept any more power from him, but I don't know if I can keep that promise. I need it, Adam, but it's weakening our bond, and I have to choose. Wrenley, I'm going to open the door. I lock the door swiftly and blurt, "I can't stay this with you looking at me. I really can't. Please, just give me a moment." His hand presses down on the handle, but it refuses to give in. I'm going to have to choose our bond or my father's power, and I'm going to choose the power. And before you say anything, hear me out, okay? Okay? When all I get in return is silence, I take it as a nod to carry on. I've been making plans without telling you, plans in my head, but it's not fair to keep you in the dark. And now that your mother is coming back, I need you on my side. You probably hate me for turning my back on our bond, but that's really not what I'm doing. I unlock the door then because I know that I have to say the rest of this face to face, no matter what may arise from my stomach, and spew out my mouth. When I steadily open the bathroom door, I find Adam sitting on the bed, eyes on the floor, as he listens. I step out, causing him to look up. "You're going to think I'm insane," I murmur, "and you're probably not going to like it very much." There's defeat in his expression. Adam's gaze trickles back down. He's unable to take any more hits, but I keep throwing punches. I peer up, say a silent prayer, then mumble, "I'm going to have a baby." His body halts. It's as if I'm watching a terribly dramatic television show and have hit the pause button. I'm going to have a baby, and I need his power to be able to grow it inside of me. Adam takes in a deep breath. Finally, he lifts his head and stares at me with a look on his face that I can't decipher. With no preamble, he solely says, "No. If you could just listen for—" "No," he cuts me off. "I don't know what in the world brought you to that conclusion, but it's not happening. I don't care to hear any reasoning behind it." My lips remain parted as I grasp for anything to help me. "I know you don't understand, but—" Adam stands up then, exercising any and all power he has over me. "No." He watches my mouth open, then interrupts before I can even spout a single word. "This isn't an argument we're going to have. When I say no, I'm not asking for you to change my mind." I shake my head and spill, "I've felt it inside of me." "There is nothing for you to feel," he says, moving closer. "You're going to drive yourself mad if you carry on with this. You are not pregnant, Wrenley, and I will not hear another word about it." I look to my feet and tighten my grasp on the towel around me. Does he think I'm an idiot? I'm sure I look like some inexperienced, naive little girl for believing such a thing, but it's true. I feel something, and it's not my newly obtained power. I needed this, and soon enough he'll need it too. Adam leaves the room without another word. I return to the bathroom to grab my phone and message Vivian. "Oh, Vivian, hi," I say as I come down the stairs. "You didn't tell me you were already on your way over." She walks from the front door, past Adam and toward me. I can immediately tell that they spoke, but I have no idea for how long or about what. Adam watches me. I give Vivian a quick hug but maintain eye contact with him. There's a sense of anger building inside of me, and I have to snuff it before it catches and ignites me from the inside, burning until there's nothing left. I desperately want to know what he told her. I'm sure it has to do with keeping me in the house, or maybe he warned her about my mood. "Well, I'm here now," she says lightly. "I'm sure we have plenty to talk about, right?" I force a smile, and Adam says, "I'll be back in a few hours. Yuki left dinner in the fridge." He glances at Vivian and adds, "Make sure she eats." I clench my jaw. We both know my appetite has been anything but timid. He's treating me like a child, hiring me a babysitter, all because he still doesn't believe I can handle myself. Forget the godly powers. Apparently they mean nothing to him anyway. "Actually, I'm a little hungry now," I mutter. "Have a nice time, Adam. Don't hurry back." I grab Vivian's hand and take her into the kitchen. She's quick to question my words along with the very apparent tone of boredom laced in them, but I wait until I hear the front door open and close to speak. "It's nothing," I say and open the fridge. "Nothing? Don't hurry back. What's nothing about that? Did you two have an argument or something?" I turn to her and gaze directly into her sweet eyes. "It was just a stupid little nothing, I promise. His parents are coming back and it has us on edge. We're stressed, so it's easy to get on each other's nerves." "His parents are coming back?" "Yeah," I breathe. "Tomorrow." I still haven't completely processed it yet, but it'll be fine, I'm sure. We'll be fine. "Okay," Vivian reluctantly accepts. "Just don't fight too much. Adam can have a short fuse sometimes, and pushing too much might cause a spark." Vivian watches me eat dinner after assuring me that she's not hungry. She watches with a sense of both awe and confusion. I'm sure she's never seen me eat so much. It's possibly more than she's seen me eat altogether. My appetite has been insane the past week or two, I ration, noticing her eyes following my fork. No kidding. "It's probably my body making up for all the days I didn't eat because of Adam not being around." She nods. "Sure, that makes sense, I suppose." After I clean off a hefty plate, we sit together in the family room and talk. Vivian lays down and pulls a blanket over herself as she updates me on Alara's condition, heartbreak in its final yet longest stage. I saw her today and she seemed pretty happy. I think it's because her cousins are coming to town for Christmas, which will be a nice distraction for her. "Have you heard anything about Eli and his mate?" Vivian sighs. "Not much. I send him a text every now and then to check in, but he doesn't reply with anything good. All I get is a 'doing fine, thanks,' or a 'we'll have to meet up soon.' He must be pretty busy with his mate, who I would very much like to meet. I mean, it's been weeks since she showed up." "I'm sure we'll meet her soon," I say and throw my feet up as well. Imogen said that she saw them in town together last week. She said she's not ugly, if that means anything. We chat for a while longer about pointless things until I notice the time in between Vivian's sentences stretching. Her voice becomes airy and her breathing slows. I peer over at her face and notice that her eyes are closed. "Vivian?" I gently call. She doesn't even stir. Her hand grips at the blanket as her chest rises and falls like the water of a calm ocean. I watch it come up and down until I'm sure she's out. My movements are stealthy and calculated, and before I know it, I'm tiptoeing into the hallway. Once there's a wall between us, my body relaxes. The antique grandfather clock sat at the end of the hall reads 10 o'clock. Believing I have plenty of time, my feet swiftly carry me to the back door. The window panes on the door are frosted as an unforgiving freeze creeps in for the night, but I swing them open and venture out as if July is just around the corner. I walk past the stump of my chopped-down fruit tree, my eyes peeled for any movement, my ears perked for any sound. The frozen grass does no harm to the bare soles of my feet, but a gust of wind touzles my hair, and when I swipe the strands from my face, I notice a light from the trees. It's a warm light. It flickers and dances like the flame of a candle. I make my way toward it cautiously, not looking away from the anomaly for 1 second. When I pass through the trees, I feel as if they are parting for me. I feel as if the earth and all its inhabitants are aware of my presence and stand at my beck and call. The light grows dim, but I continue on. Soon I recognize where I am when I come upon the small clearing where I woke with newly blossomed plants all around me. My father is there in the middle standing. He watches the warped ground as it steadily morphs back into the forest floor I know of. Its blackness, charring, becomes green, but will soon freeze like all the earth around it. I swallow a cold gulp of air as I realize he created this. It was a flame I saw through the trees. There was a fire that burned the ground, melted it, so he could dig through like the living dead. "Finally, you have come to your senses?" he says, then turns to face me. "I have no patience for anyone, yet you prove me wrong." "Please," I say with hardly a sip of air in my lungs. "You have to tell me. I need to know why I'm here. Why did you create me?" His eyes, darker than I remember, stare through me. Or maybe he's looking at something inside of me that I cannot see myself. "So you want to know your purpose? Does having a purpose at all not satisfy you?" "You need me for something. What is it? What am I supposed to do?" As usual, his face is blank. My father fails to portray much emotion, yet I'm sure it is due to his lack of it. He may be here, in front of me with the body of a man, but I know that he is far from his guise. I am incapable of imagining his true form. "My child," he murmurs, something bizarre that I've never heard him say. "When it is time for you to know, I will tell you. For now, you will accept more of your power. It has been far too long since the last time, and I am sure you are capable of more. Am I wrong?" I bite down and shake my head. "Good, come, give me your hand." I do as he says because I know I need it. I reach out my hand and he takes it with both of his. He covers it and squeezes as if I may run off. The prickling of hundreds of needles comes again, but unlike the times before, I feel it in my feet as well, as if they are rising from the dirt and puncturing my soles. He watches my face as I cringe. He finally lets go and says, "More than usual. You waited too long. The longer you wait, the more it hurts. When will you tell me? When can I know?" "Soon, Wrenley, but hurry back now. That is, if you desire your mate to be kept in the dark." I take a few steps back. My father looks off and wanders further into the forest, further into a darkness that welcomes him as if he created it. I hold my tongue and dash back the way I came. The longer I run, the more I realize how far the light really was. My heart rattles like an engine as I weave through the trees, but my perception is off, and I find myself nearly colliding with the rough trunks again and again. My body is struggling to accept all he has returned to me. I reach the end of the forest and stumble onto the crunching grass of the clearing where Adam's house stands tall. I peer up at it and all its glowing lights, feeling like my head is about to cave in. All of my movements cease when I notice Adam standing on the back porch. Every organ inside of me plummets. I wasn't fast enough. I couldn't have been with my head pounding so relentlessly. Bracing for what is to come, I straighten up and head over, enacting some sort of walk of shame. I'm afraid that I did exactly what Vivian warned me not to do. I pushed too far. Adam stands with his arms crossed. The hardness of his face, the bulging muscles, the betrayal in his eyes, all of it hits me, each blow harder than the last. Why can't he see that I'm doing this for him? I'm ruining myself for him. I'm taking power from the devil, all to give him hope for the future. He won't have me, but at least he'll have this baby to keep his bloodline alive. I refuse to watch his pack fall apart from the boiling depths of my prison below. I'll concentrate with every last drop of my sanity to feel for a baby sprouting inside of me because it may be the only good thing I do with this cursed life. I was born with the flames of hell in my heart. I know it. And as he looks upon me now, I can't help but feel like he is beginning to see this evil as well. The stars that sprinkle the sky sway back and forth. The lights scattered around the house bleed into the air, then pull back again, breathing, nearly flashing in my face. I would do anything for him, I really would. I really am. I would dance with the devil and pledge him my soul, sign his book and cut out my heart if it promised Adam's safety. He thinks I'm a fool. He thinks I'm choosing my father over him. I wish I could yell the truth, but my throat is swelling, and even if I managed to cry it out, it would only upset him more. Adam thinks he can save me. With 2 more steps, I reach the porch. I battle the urge to both vomit and cry because this feeling of the human inside of me being eaten by corruption is utterly unbearable. My father was right. I waited too long. Little did I know that avoiding him would make the acclimation process horrendous. I got back and found Viviane asleep on the couch, he says. She has no idea that you had left the house. Where is? She's on her way home. I thought I would spare her from hearing this. I try to focus on his face, but the more I try, the worse my nausea gets. The grass beneath me is either sinking or I am shrinking a little every minute. Please don't be upset. I manage to get out. Is my brain consuming itself? You were with him, weren't you? He questions, knowing the answer. My eyes water. I need to collapse. I take in an uncertain breath, then mumble, "Oh my God, oh my God. I can't do this," followed by a long, tremulous whine. A memory comes to me then from a few years ago. I had a cold that I had gotten earlier in the week at school and couldn't find it in myself to attend that day. My mom told me to take a hot shower, so I did. The steam somewhat cleared me up, so in an attempt to break my cold, I wrapped myself in towels and a heavy robe right after turning off the water. My body was very hot from the shower, and I trapped the heat in with layers and layers of fabric. Soon I felt dizzy, then the sudden urge to throw up. I began to feel so sick from overheating my body that I tore off the layers and laid on the cool tiled floor of the bathroom. I laid there, nearly falling unconscious, and was convinced that I was dying. And now I stand here needing to lay down because I am sure that death is coming. All I want is to feel the cool grass against my sweltering skin, but I can't feel cold anymore. All I feel is defeat and the beating of sweat. Wrenley, what is it? What did you do? Adam comes down the steps and I grab onto him. Stay with me, I beg, scaring myself. Please. I didn't think he would do anything to kill me, but that's stupid because he's evil. Why would he care if I die or not? Can we sit down? Please? Just sit with me. Stay with me. Your skin? He breathes. You're hot to the touch. What did you do? Damn it, Wrenley. I told you not to go. My knees jolt so Adam slowly brings me to the ground. He holds me up in his arms, convincing me more that the Grim Reaper is almost here. I'm sorry, I say, using the rest of my energy to speak, to say something worthy of being my last words. I know, and I'll try to act brave, but I don't want to die. I want to be here with you. Panic sets in as Adam blinks away his own tears. I never thought I would see him cry, but instead of letting them slip, he suddenly picks me up. I groan, my bones aching. His heart beats so loudly, I can hear the thumping as I fight to stay conscious. Damn it, Wrenley! Damn it! He mutters, moving as quickly as possible. We come through the back doors and into the kitchen. Adam places me down on the counter island. I watch the ceiling as an orchestra of noise plays around me. I feel him place things under my arms, then under the crook of my legs. He lifts my head and places a bag of something under my neck, then something else on top of my forehead. I'm going to fall asleep, I murmur. I don't know if I'm going to wake up. Adam. He covers my body in things. I feel buried. Finally, he comes in my line of vision and says, I'm here. Don't fall asleep. Come on, stay with me. Wrenley. Wrenley. Come on, Wrenley. Don't fall asleep. I'm right here. You're going to be okay, okay? Wrenley, come on. Stay awake. I'm right here. I'm not going anywhere. I feel your temperature. It's falling. Wrenley? Wrenley, don't. Rest. Let your body accept what belongs to it. I have the most wonderful dreams of the most beautiful things. Some of it is small and simple, and the rest is so very big, so very vast and infinite in nature, filled to the brim with noise and color and entities beyond my own imagination. I entered this space inside my mind and believed I must have joined the essence of the universe. I must have merged with everything, body and soul. But when I saw him, I knew that I was somewhere else other than death. I saw his face but heard words of another. You will be Luna. Sometimes I hear it specifically as a whisper or a call, but other times I feel as if the idea has entered my mind as a thought placed by the will of someone else. I am open for anyone and everyone to peer inside or leave a message. It may not be the finality and deconstruction of death, but what I'm experiencing is far from life. It is both the white space of nothingness and the suffocation of everything. I see her face too, but she appears essentially as light, a creamy, luminous glow that I saw nearly every night before. I float in this space with an invisible current carrying me along through the turns and drops of what is, well, I'm not sure. But there is no desire inside of me to know. Instead, there is an acceptance that this is what is. This is beyond. Then, in my period of both seconds and centuries, the ghostly feeling of touch sparks on my skin. I return then to the front of my mind where all is painted, where the canvas grows, and where things flourish upon it. My eyes open and I see the artist's work. Although it is masked by daylight, it is there, her work, her splotch of paint. My chest takes in air for the first time, as if I had been vacant from my body and no longer required it to function. My body has been here the entire time, though, breathing without me. My hand falls upon my stomach, sensing life from within me that is separate from my own soul. There is another, small soul slowly blooming. My lip quivers from this physical confirmation. Before I was grasping at straws, but now I feel it, truly feel it. Did my father give this to me? My body needed time to accept the overwhelming surge of power, and I was too distracted by pain to consider what exactly he returned. Previous instances seemed to offer minor, yet satisfying changes, but this time it is so much more. There is enough energy and potential within me that I am sure I can rise a man from his grave if I tried, let alone a dried leaf on the pavement. I steadily sit up in our bed, no longer experiencing the crushing pressure in my head that I left with. I'm not tired or worn out, but rather coherent and vivid. There is a sudden desire ignited within me to examine myself in the mirror. So I spring from the sheets and leap to the bathroom like a young gazelle. In front of the mirror, I lift my shirt and inspect, turning to the side and no longer needing to stretch into odd positions to see a slight protrusion. I rub my minuscule belly and drop my shirt. I spin to leave, but halt at the sight of Adam's mother. My throat takes in a quick gasp of air, and when she doesn't vanish like a ghost or strange vision, I begin to notice the pounding of my own heart in my ears. Her hard eyes stare at my face, then fall to my stomach. She's unwavering, a statue to represent all that is unforgiving, disapproving, and severe. What are you doing here? The words pour out my mouth due to pure instinct. Where's Adam? He isn't here, she says simply. Where is he? I barely hear the sound of her drawing in a breath, but I see her chest rise ever so faintly. She says again, he isn't here, but adds, he left. And you're pregnant? I cross my arms. Where did he go? For how long? Not long, I assure her. You know more than I do, right? There's no point in asking questions about it if it's destined to die inside of me. Just tell me where he is. I cannot. It is not my place. He's my mate, I press. Yes, his mother says sharply, and he left you. Annoyance bubbles inside of me, threatening to pour over and feed the flame. We watch each other for another moment before I walk past her, through the bedroom and into the hall. I glance into every room, closet, nook, and corner of the house, and she merely spectates. When I come up empty-handed, I ask again, where is he? You may see me as an evil mother-in-law of sorts. While I'm chronically disappointed in my only son's match, that does not mean that I hope you fail by all means possible. You are, after all, the only human to be mated to an alpha among the living and the dead. Maybe the goddess sees something within you, a sliver of potential. She pauses and collects herself. She must have thought about this many times. Regarding the pregnancy, I don't have much hope, but if you can make it another day, then one more after that, and so on, well, we'll see, I suppose. Not even attempting to comprehend her short speech, I shake my head and again ask, where is he? His mother glances off. I don't know. You don't know. His father and Alexander have been searching for him for days now. Ben has taken over his duties until he returns. My brow furrows. Days? How long was I? Nearly a week. When we arrived back in Waindale, we came directly here to see our son, only to find him in ruins, an utter mess. He refused to explain how exactly you had fallen into your coma-like state, and instead left. I tended to you and assumed he needed time. When he didn't come back that night, I sent his father to find him. When his father couldn't find him, Alexander joined in. Ben took control, and now you are all caught up. So, do you care at all to explain what in the world happened? I was reckless. I hurt myself doing something he told me not to do. I throw together and hope it satisfies her. From what he did tell us, he was quite convinced that you were going to die. Unless you jumped off a cliff or was mowed over by a truck, I suggest you tell me exactly what happened. Pushing past her, I mutter, "It's private." "Wrenley, I'm going to find him, okay? I'll go right now." She suddenly grabs my arm. "You are not running off into the woods like a little girl looking for her lost puppy. You are pregnant, and that is me leaving alone the fact that you are human. So please, refrain from doing any more damage. If you want to do right by my son, you will stay here and look after yourself." I yank my arm free. She surveys me, waiting for me to stomp off, but I stay. I see the worry behind the green of her eyes, and I recognize the same worry in myself. We both want Adam back. Neither of us desires to be stuck together like this, but he is our common ground, and I guess so is the baby inside of me. It is her grandchild, after all. His mother thinks I'm treading on thin ice. She's unaware of my full capability to provide for this tiny soul, so maybe impressing her with my strength won't be the worst thing. I know I was through trying to impress her, but she is Adam's mother and will always be. If he comes back and sees how well we are getting on, maybe he'll begin to forgive me. "Fine," I say. "I'll stay here. Alexander and his father are much more capable than me anyway. I'd freeze out there." There is a strange pleasure to be derived from such an action. Her shoulders relax as she gives me a brief nod. "All right then. Good. I'm sure he can't stay away for much longer." "I better call my family," I say, and leave her to find my phone. 2 more days pass without a sign of Adam. His mother and I grow somewhat used to each other's presence, and even have meals together, mainly so she can make sure I'm eating enough of the right foods. It's bizarre to me. My own mother was always quite laid back, so having one act so controlling and concerned is like having my life switched with some other girls. Sure, she wakes me up, makes me go on walks, and feeds me according to nutrition instead of taste, but it isn't all bad. It is nice knowing that someone is looking after me, especially now that Adam isn't around. It's a comforting feeling, and even though I show aggravation on the surface, I really do appreciate it. "How are you today?" she asks, already sat at the dining table that Adam and I rarely use. We eat together in the kitchen or at the breakfast nook. I noticed that this does not fly with his mother. She has every meal as if we're at an elegant dinner party. I glance down at the table and see a spread of fruits, steamed eggs, toast, and freshly squeezed green juice. I didn't even know there was a juicer. I sit down across from her. A little tired. I can't help but feel like it's growing so quickly. It's like I can feel it consuming energy. "Yes," she clarifies, "our pregnancies are faster than a human's, about half the time. You said yesterday that you think it's been around 3 or 4 weeks, so to compare with a human pregnancy, you can double it. Where you are now is like a human woman being 2 months pregnant." My lips part and I peer down to my plate. It's daunting, I know, but trust me, you do not want to be pregnant for 9 months. I've heard it's terrible. I mean, I would ask my mom how it was for her, but, well, I think she would kill me if she found out. Adam's mother frowns. "Yes, it's quite a complicated situation, but, you won't be showing so much for the next few weeks. You'll be able to conceal. You should spend time with her while you decide when to break the news. The weekends should suffice, no? I don't want to think about what cookies and chips and other processed food you'll be eating, but it's a compromise." I pick up some chunks of chopped fruit on my fork and agree. "Yeah, I should. She'd be happy to have me for the weekends." We eat in a peaceful silence before I build the courage to ask, "Do you think he'll come back?" "He has to," she says simply. "He won't make it without you. You should know, Wrenley, you're going through it right now. The baby eases the pain, I'm sure. A piece of him is with you. It gives you a reason to live, but he has nothing out there. What do you think he's doing?" She pauses and gazes out the window to her left. Sunlight hardly reaches her face. "I don't know," she confesses, "but I hope he realizes what is truly important." "How was your mother's?" "It was nice. We went out in the snow for a bit to build a snowman like we used to during Christmas vacation when we would come to visit Grandma. I pretended like I was cold, and when we went inside, Grandma had made hot chocolate. We watched old Christmas movies and laid on the couch with blankets and pillows and each other. It was nice. It was what I needed. They took my mind off of Adam for a little while, But when the sun set and I was left on my own in that bedroom, he came back to me. I stared out my window like I used to and prayed he'd show up. And just like old times, he didn't. It was nice, I say as Adam's mother brings me inside. Have you heard? No, she interrupted. Nothing. They haven't found him. I set my bag down and sit on the couch in the living room Adam and I never use. It's the living room where I first sat down with his mother. I've been feeling dizzy lately and tired. It makes me feel human again. Ben is coming by soon, she says, standing before me. He'll be updating me on what's going on. You're welcome to sit in on our meeting if you like. Is everything okay? She nods. I'm sure. I just want to stay updated. I need to know what's going on. Someone has to take responsibility. Okay, I'd be happy to sit in. She eyes me for a moment, causing me to look up at her once again. Are you feeling all right? Just a little tired, nauseous. I tell her, leaning back. It's nothing. If you insist, what if I went out there? What if I was in trouble? It's worked before. He'll come back if he thinks I'm in danger. His mother sighs. You were in danger when he left. There has to be something. What if I was being attacked? What if I was hanging off a cliff? Wrenley, you're pregnant. Let's not be so ridiculous. I don't know how much longer I can. You must, she says bluntly. Even if my son doesn't return for months, you must make it without him. We hold each other's gaze. I take in a slow, steady breath before standing up. I will for him. Everything I do is for him. I'm going to have this baby. Adam will have an heir, and his pack will be secure. I touch my small belly and say, it's all for him. I assumed that my son doesn't know about the baby. He wouldn't leave if he knew you were pregnant. I watch her. She turns away. Or maybe that's what I hope. Does he know? Does Adam know that you're pregnant? It's complicated. I tried to tell him before I was completely sure myself, and he didn't believe me. I was relying on my intuition, but he needs evidence. He needs to see this. I touch my stomach again, hidden by layers of clothing. So he doesn't know, his mother clarifies. I shake my head. No, I don't think he does. But you tried to tell him that you thought you might be? And he didn't believe you? He got upset. He made it very clear that he does not want a baby. She pauses for a moment. Wait, he made that clear? Is that why he left? Because you said you might be pregnant? Believe me, Wrenley, my son understands his position and the demands that follow suit, and I apologize for such behavior on his behalf. Well, no, it's not that he doesn't want a baby at all. I'm sure down the line he expected such things, but just not now. It's too soon. We're too young. I'm too fragile. He probably thinks that the baby is going to die. He probably sees no point in trying if I'm just going to suffer. This makes sense to her, though I'm not sure what exactly makes Adam protest so resolutely. It must be our age. He'd be right in that case. We are way too young to be having a baby, but my hands are tied. Time is of the essence. Ben comes by, and it's good to see him. The three of us sit down in the dining room, but while Ben talks, my mind wanders. My eyes stare out the window as my thoughts take over. Thoughts about Adam and what on earth he is doing out there. I wonder how far he is. He must be far because if he was close, he might be tempted to check in on me. The feeling of his gaze would wake me from the deepest sleep, so I know he doesn't do so at night when he can remain hidden. The baby might keep deprivation at bay, but there is an emptiness swelling inside of me, a sensation of pure sadness. The more days that pass by, the more it feels like Adam is never coming back. I pray that if he were dead, I would know. There must be some unbearable pain that comes when your mate dies. The fact that I haven't felt this pain gives me hope that he isn't dead. I don't even know what beast could kill him, well, besides my father. Could that mean, no, that's an evil thought. I refuse to think it. Sometimes I watch the doors waiting for him to come through. I watch the front door and the back door, and when I'm in bed, I watch the bedroom doors. Every minute I pray that it is the minute he comes through. I watch the doors, and I imagine entire scenarios, entire scenes of what would happen when he comes through. He would rush to me and hold me and kiss me and place his hand on my cheek. I would look at his face, feel his skin with my fingertips. The emptiness would fill, and I would be whole again. Just imagining his voice brings tears to my eyes. God, what I would do just to hear him speak. That's all I'm sure. My eyes leave the window and land on Ben's face. Thank you, Ben, for taking responsibility, Adam's mother says. I don't know what we would do without you. It's my pleasure, he assures her. Has there been any news? Have they picked up on his scent? Her shoulders fall. No, nothing yet. I'm sure something will come up soon, that is unless Adam comes back himself beforehand. He must know that staying away for too long could cause irreversible damage. He'll come back, I say, finally contributing. Ben gives me a hopeful smile. I'm not sure if Adam will come back. Either he comes back, or he dies. It will be interesting to see which one he chooses. Well, thank you for stopping by, Ben. I must excuse myself. The former Alpha and Alexander will be returning soon, and I want to prepare a meal. Poor things are probably starved after all this searching. Adam's mother stands up from the table, and Ben does so as well, but he sits back down once she leaves for the kitchen. He asks me, "How have you been?" "Oh, it's been hard, but I'm trying to stay hopeful." "Adam will be back," Ben says, his voice steady. "When he gets back, I'm going to kick his ass." The corners of my mouth threaten to lift. "Not before I do," I mutter. I don't understand how he could not only abandon the pack but you. It doesn't make sense. He's a fool for doing so. I'm sure he's feeling the consequences. Aren't you? Ben questions. Aren't you suffering? How could he leave, knowing you'd be in pain without him? I'm sorry, Wrenley, I don't mean to get in your business, but it's so selfish of him. It doesn't make sense to me. Adam would never do something to hurt you. You're his mate. Whoever your mate is, she's a lucky girl, I say, remaining calm despite the emotion and confusion Ben is expressing. Ben sighs. Yeah, well, not really. What do you mean? From all you just said, it sounds like you'd be a loving and loyal mate, Ben. Any girl would be so lucky. I thought maybe Adam told you. Told me what? He looks up at me from across the table. My mate, she passed a long time ago. What? No. How? I felt it when I was around 14. It's hard to explain. It's a feeling unlike anything I've ever felt, unlike anything I'll ever feel. I don't talk about it much. I've been trying to move on since then. My brow furrows. But you never met her? You just felt it one day? He nods. That's not fair. That can't just happen. People die, Ben says. All the time, people are dying. That time it was her. The odds were against me, I suppose. What do you do? Is there anything you can do? No, Wrenley. We only get one mate. I know it's sad, but I've been coping for a long time now. I'm in a better place than I was back then. I'm looking on the bright side. I sit back. I'm sorry, I just didn't expect. It's okay, believe me. I'm actually meeting someone after this. Your friend from the academy, Penny. Penny? We've been talking. She seems like a nice girl, he says. She asked me to go ice skating. Apparently she's a pretty good ice skater. Penny? You're meeting with Penny? Ben stands up. I better get going, as I don't want to be late. I walk Ben to the door, still in disbelief that this girl managed to land a date with someone previously believed to be a hopeless endeavor. We say goodbye, and when I shut the door, a brightness stays ignited inside of me. She did it. I wonder if Ben told her that he doesn't have a mate. I wonder if she knows that she actually has a chance. Wrenley, was that Ben leaving? Adam's mother calls from the kitchen. Yeah, he just left. Could you come give me a hand with dinner? I hurry to the kitchen, and on my way I glance at the back door. In my mind, he's there. Adam is standing at the end of the hall, looking back at me with those beautiful eyes. I stop for a moment and stare at the nothingness before me. I bite my lip and force myself to continue on. If I don't know how much longer I'll make it. Adam's father is an intimidating man. He keeps to himself, is quiet, and has this certain stare that I have never seen before. It's hard but compassionate, and I see it when he looks at Adam's mother. Adam's father and I have exchanged very few words over these weeks, but that seems to be enough. Adam's mother always does the majority of the talking, even from his perspective. When he doesn't feel like speaking, which is often, she voices his opinions for him. I think Adam's father has seen many terrible things. In his stare, it seems as if he is simultaneously sifting through memories, ones that are memorable for a reason. Alexander accidentally drops his fork, and the sudden clattering sound pulls me from my trance. I must have been looking at Adam's father for longer than I thought. He doesn't necessarily look like Adam, but there are a few features that they share, like their dark eyes and strong nose. Excuse me. Alexander apologizes. I send him a smile. He must be a little unnerved dining in the presence of Adam's parents, the previous Alpha and Luna. I know I was the first few times. "Dinner is delicious, Esther." My eyes immediately snap to Adam's father. The words left his lips, but his mouth is closed by the time I look. Adam's mother nods and says, "Thank you." Wrenley was a big help. The name leaves my lips like both a whisper and a question. She glances at me. "Yes, Wrenley, that is my name. We all have one." "It's just, I didn't know. I suppose I should have asked a while ago," I explain. I peer to Adam's father, and he looks down at his plate, more interested in his meal than telling me his name. "Anyway, it's a pretty name. Esther." Adam's mother shakes her head a little, then takes a bite. I glance at Alexander, and he's rather amused. "So," I continue, having broken the seal on my lips, "what do you two do out there? How do you look for him?" Poor Alexander looks to Adam's father, but his eyes are still on his plate, and his mouth is busy chewing. "Well," Alexander says, "we try to pick up his scent. We also look for any marking he may have left behind. It's tedious because we aren't sure which direction he went in, so we have to scope out everything." "How far do you go?" "Yesterday we reached the border to Canada, so pretty far. By now he could be across the country, though. That's if he planned on taking a straight route and, well, planned on going across the country. Next, we're crossing over into Oregon." I take in a short breath before saying, "You should stop." Everyone's eyes are quickly on me. "There's no use. Don't waste your time and energy." "Wrenley," Adam's mother cuts in, "now is not the time." We finish dinner, and Alexander and Adam's father retire to rest up for their journey tomorrow. I help Esther clean up the kitchen, but we do so in silence. She rinses the dishes and puts them in the dishwasher while I walk back and forth between the dining room and kitchen, collecting them for her. With the last plate in hand, I mindlessly enter the kitchen, but the dish drops to the tiles and shatters at my feet. Esther jumps in surprise and questions, "What on earth?" My body is stiff, my eyes unwavering. "Wrenley?" Adam's mother comes to me and begins gathering the white shards of glass. "Goddess Wrenley, will you at least answer? Is it the baby? Is something wrong? Does it hurt?" Her eyes aim up at me, and I look down at her, connecting our gazes. Is it the baby?" "I feel him," I say suddenly. The shards of glass fall from her hand as she springs up and grabs my shoulders, her motherly instincts kicking in. "You feel him? Adam? He's near?" It's like a drop of water on a dry tongue. Once I have a little, I crave more. I move out of her hold and cling to the counter as I survey the outside through the bay window. The thought of seeing him again, of feeling him, sends my heart into overdrive. My hands begin to shake, and when I let go of the counter, I cross my arms to contain them. "I have to go out there," I blurt, turning back to Esther. She's unsure, something I have yet to see from her. Words fail to leave her lips as her chest rises and falls. "I'm going out there. I'll be careful." Okay, just please, watch yourself. I'm going to wake his father." "No," I breathe. "No, just give me a moment. I need to see him alone." Her lips press together. She stares at me. "Fine, go. Just bring him back." I rush to the back door and slip out into the night. From his mother's perspective, I must look insane hurrying through what's left of last night's snowfall without a jacket or even a pair of shoes. My socks grow heavy as they soak up water, but the lack of coldness is the last thing on my mind. The moon is so incredibly bright, and the sky is clear, and the moonlight causes everything to glow around me with tinges of blue and green. It feels like an alien land, and I power through, an alien myself. The feeling in my chest slowly blooms. There isn't a scent for me to follow or footsteps on the forest floor, but my feet carry me in the right direction. The winter air dries my throat. Gusts of breath plumb from my lungs and smoke out before me. My mind is both full and empty, and until I see him, it won't sort out. It's dangerous for me to be out here alone, not because of the temperature or the things that lurk, but because of my father who may just kill me by returning more power. Simultaneously, I watch for him and Adam, looking behind every tree up at every branch. My father could be perched up there like a bird, stalking from above. My feet halt. I steadily spin, taking in all of my surroundings. Adam? Shadows move around me like the ghosts of past girls that wandered into the woods at night. I swallow, knowing that if I stand still, my father may appear. Adam? I call again louder. I step and turn, and he's there. Those yellow eyes that once haunted me are here again, and behind them is the large black body of a wolf. My chest falls as all air draws out from my lungs. Adam, I ask again, what are you? Where have you been? It doesn't feel like I'm talking to him. I never felt close to this side of him, not like I do to his human form. Something about the wolf has always unsettled me. Come home, I say, my voice smaller. Please. The wolf steps, then steps again, and I watch as it circles me. This is torture, not knowing what you're thinking, not knowing where you've been. Why did you leave? I woke up and you weren't there. Your mother told me that you just left. Why? Damn it, Adam, change! Talk to me! In one breath, the wolf stands tall, but immediately shrinks. The thick coat of fur is absorbed into human flesh, and its limbs morph into the familiar body of my mate. It is a bizarre scene, to watch a beast become man, but when I'm face to face with Adam, the Adam I know, all thoughts fade away. I clench my jaw, attempting to hold back tears. His eyes bore into mine. His hair has grown, especially on his face, where stubble is not so stubbly anymore. To my surprise, he does not look weak, but stronger. The sight of him riles up more emotion than I was prepared to handle, and all I can do to compose myself is turn away. Pressure builds in my throat, and I realize I am not breathing. I know I was selfish, I murmur, but I never thought you would leave me. I know I could never leave you. You nearly killed yourself, he says, his voice causing my chest to squeeze. I couldn't bear it if you died. I look at him, confused and frustrated. Part of me expected him to hold me, to need to touch me. But he stands there utterly unaffectionate. I did it for you. You say that, Wrenley, he says, nearing me, but if you truly wanted to do anything for me, you would have listened. You would have stayed far from your father. That is what I wanted. What you did, killing yourself, that is what you wanted. He's in front of me now, painfully close. It's not what I wanted, and maybe it wasn't what you wanted either, but it's what you need. You need it, but you refuse to acknowledge that. Do not tell me what I need. Everyone knows it. God, Adam, why won't you let me do this? Why won't you let me provide for you the one thing I must while I can? We aren't having this conversation again. We weren't having any conversations. You left. You thought I was dying, and you left me. You left me. Why? Adam watches me. I wanted to be far away if you died. There was nothing I could do to help you. What your father gives you, what nearly killed you, I can't stop it. I can't make it better. It was up to you whether you lived or died, and if you didn't make it, I couldn't be there. So what? You waited until enough time had passed, assuming I was alive? Either you were alive, or I was going to find you still laying in that bed. I blink away my tears, wanting to stay strong. Adam's nakedness becomes quite apparent, so I slip off my stretchy pants and throw them at his chest. He manages to squeeze into them, making it easier to look his way without getting distracted. Your parents are here, I say, emotionless. Your father has been looking for you with Alexander for weeks, hardly resting. Ben has taken over your responsibilities. And you? I look into his eyes, numb. Don't worry about it. We walk back to the house, maintaining a distance that only breaks my heart even more. I stand back while his mother shouts at him like he is still her child, while she argues with him and ultimately relaxes now that he is back. His father promptly comes downstairs after hearing Esther's shouts. Adam doesn't say much to his father, and at this point, I head upstairs, wanting to be alone. I run into Alexander in the hallway. I tell him what is going on, and he heads downstairs as well. I close the bedroom doors behind me, then face the darkness of the room with an encumbering sadness sitting on my chest. My tears flow freely now, streaming down my cheeks like there is a faucet behind my eyes. No sounds erupt from within me. My lips seal shut. With slow steps, I make my way to the bed where I eventually lay down and cry onto my pillow. Soon after, the voices from downstairs settle, and footsteps thunder down the hallway. I squeeze my eyes shut, in this moment, wishing to return to my state of nothingness, where no one could hurt me, where I was beyond everyone's reach. The footsteps stop at the door, and the door opens, letting in light from the hall. I expect it to be Adam's mother, or maybe even Alexander coming to console me, but it's not, it's him. Adam closes the door behind him, then turns on the bedroom light, revealing my curled-up figure, my red face and wet eyes. I lay in the bed, exposed, as he moves about the room, collecting clothes before entering the bathroom. With the bathroom door open, I hear the shower turn on. Now safe, I stretch out of my ball and sit up on the bed. I look to the bathroom, hearing the consistent sound of raining water. While he's in there, I grab a new pair of pants. They're pajama bottoms that my mom and I got for our Halloween slumber party. It was the Halloween before we moved here. We got themed pajamas and watched horror movies and passed out candy and, well, ate said candy. I hold the bottoms to my chest, the soft fabric cluttered with pumpkins rubbing against my chin. Such things seem like forever ago now. I took my life for granted, and now I am entangled in what must be considered beyond a mess. The Halloween monsters are real, and I may as well be one of them. The shower shuts off when I'm lying in bed, under the covers, the bedroom light once again off. Is it sad that I want him to sleep here? I know I shouldn't, but having him so close yet unreachable is toying with my sanity. Adam comes out of the bathroom, and I unknowingly hold my breath. "We need to talk," he says. I prop myself up and look over to him. He stands in the doorway of the bathroom, the light behind him almost holy. "What more could you possibly say to me?" I ask. "Are you pregnant?" Without a thought, I say, "No." "Wrenley, I'm not. You were right. What I felt was nothing." Again he turns on the bedroom light, making me flinch. He nears the bed while saying, "My mother said some interesting things. It was implied. Did you tell her that you're pregnant?" Jesus, Adam, would you drop it? I don't need you to yell at me again about how I'm not pregnant. I didn't tell her that. I don't know what she was implying. You were right, I'm not pregnant. How many times do I have to say it? He nods his head slightly. I take a breath, thinking it's over, but he suddenly says, "Lift your shirt." I cease to move. We stare at each other for a few moments before I mumble, "No." She said that you have something to show me. There's nothing to show you. I don't know what she's talking about. He looks down at me. Lift your shirt, Wrenley. Stop it, I scold. This isn't funny. I'm not laughing. I take a deep breath. I just want to go to bed. Lift your shirt or I will. Touch me and I'll scream, I threaten him. He moves closer, so I quickly get off the bed, standing on the opposite side. Stay away from me. Adam crosses his arms. Tell me right now, Wrenley, are you pregnant? I said I'm not, so I'm not. I don't believe you. I don't care what you believe. How could you come back after being gone for so long only to treat me like this? Who are you? I don't know who you are anymore, I say. You're lying to me, he says. You're lying to my face. I swallow. Adam, please just calm down. It doesn't have to be like this. Just answer my question. I shake my head. He breathes in. Wrenley, why can't things just be like they were? What, can't you just love me again and we go to bed happy? My father has gotten between us. It's exactly what he wants to happen. He wants us to fight. He wants you to hate me. Adam comes over to my side of the bed. I stay put no matter how badly I want to run. Without a word, he lifts up my shirt and just as swiftly, he lets it fall. He wants you to hate me, I murmur, looking forward. Adam sits on the edge of the bed, facing me. You're angry. I know you're angry with me, but I didn't just do this to myself. His head falls to his open palms and his fingers comb roughly through his hair. Anxiety radiates off of my body, but there is nothing to do but stand here and endure. My lips roll together as he ceases to speak. I didn't want to lie to you, I manage to say, finding it difficult as my chest caves in. I know this isn't what you want, so I didn't want to make things worse. You're already mad at me for seeing my father, for risking my life, and now I'm pregnant and I'm just digging myself a deeper hole. I should have never left, Adam says suddenly, looking up. So why did you? Because you couldn't be here if I died. What does that mean?